Okay. Good morning. We're really excited to have you here today. You are obviously our favorite people and our favorite customers, and we're excited to be able to share a few aspects with you. So we'll make the Friday morning at 9 o'clock certainly worth your time. We're going to leave you excited so you leave Ignite with a lot of energy, and you can take this message back to your organizations. I'm TJ Devine. My colleague Ananth is here with me. We're from Office Product Marketing. And today we're going to talk to you about Office 365 ProPlus. Now, ProPlus are the apps you already know and love. It's Word, Excel, PowerPoint, but we've done a few things different. The experience and the licensing are built around the user. So that means you get installs on 5 devices, 5 tablets, and 5 smartphones. With a terabyte of cloud storage, you can access your files from anywhere. And then you also get exclusive access to features that aren't available to the perpetual products. So that's same-time collab, co-authoring, some of the intelligent features that Ananth will be walking us through in a moment. And backed with the power of the cloud, ProPlus is always up to date. I've had a number of people come to me and ask, when do I have to make the migration to the 2019 bits? You don't. You already have them. You actually got them a few months ago. So always up to date. This value appeals across all of our end users, but today we're going to be focusing particularly on the value that accrues to the marketing division. And as Ananth walks through a series of demos, I want you to look for 3 themes: generating ideas through collaboration, creating content that really stands out, and making better decisions with the insights these tools are able to deliver.
Okay, thanks, TJ. So I'm going to switch to a series of demos based on those 3 principles. And firstly, I want to start off with making some real good decisions, right? Now, in any organization, when you look at power users, you usually have finance, who has a lot of macros and crunch numbers. And the second most important team which does the number crunching is usually the sales and the marketing team, right? And Excel is a great tool for you to do the analysis. Now, what you have here is a set of data. This is actually sales data for the last few years. Now, typically when you go look at the sales data, you would want some more insights into it. And how do they do it today? They usually build out their own charts. They create a complex dashboard to analyze and then sift through the data for information, right? We made it really simple. With Ideas, what used to be known as Excel Insights, Ideas is now a tool that is available from right within Excel. And with just one click of that data that I have, it took it to a machine learning algorithm so that it's able to process this information. What you see here are 2 charts. It looks at the data and gives you patterns based on what it recognizes. So you could use that information. But what it really wants you to look at is the orange colored charts. These are charts that shows outliers, patterns, and certain key information that might stand out, right? So I'm just going to open this up. As you can see, I can insert this chart. As you can see in this chart particularly, there are 2 specific SKUs that seems to be outside the normal sales pattern, right? So I can drill down into that set of SKUs to understand a little more. So I'm going to scroll down, and as I can see, handlebars and frame have higher sales than anybody else, which means that they are good product. But then there's one specific product that accounts for majority of the sales, right? Which means that if I'm working on this particular product for a promo, then I would need to reconsider the promo for it. So that's a good insight that I have from this data. So what I'm going to do right now is jump into the price sheet, which is again an Excel file, Excel sheet, and I am looking at this insight that I have and correlating with the data that a decision that I'm making, right? In this case, I specifically look for the promo product, which is Adventure Works, the rear derailleur, and the promo here is 25%. I really don't want this to be at 25% if this is my best-selling product. I would want to drop the promo to 5% or even 3% or even 0, right? So what I'm going to do right now is, instead of me making that decision, I'm going to involve a set of people in this. So I'm going to say @TJ Devine. Now you notice when I said @, I'm actually doing a social at mention from Excel, within Excel, right? So when I say @TJ Devine, can you change 5%? and send it out. So TJ here would get an email in his inbox, as well as a notification in the Excel that he's co-authoring with me. Right now he's co-authoring with me, and he's standing right next to me. He could be thousands of miles away, right? And he is now looking at this cell, and as you can see, he is now changing this cell to 5% dynamically, right? This is real-time decision making built into Excel. Is that cool? Right?
Now, we're working from the clients here. We're not using Excel Online, where you can also do collaboration. So this is in the clients, only available on ProPlus.
And the best part is, if TJ goes in and makes a comment on this particular, I now have a threaded conversation. You used to have different comments, different cells, and it was hard to follow. We made it really simple. We have made it to have a threaded conversation, so you can click on a particular comment and look at the full history of comments that are associated with that, right? And real time, I could see TJ editing it, so real time, I'm able to see where TJ is. And by the way, this is an Excel sheet that is supposed to go out to our customers as a build your own custom cycle, right? Now, I noticed that TJ here, who's my sales guy, as usual, he messed it up. He doesn't have the right picture here for crankset.
Oh, I missed it.
Okay.
Could you fix that for me?
Of course. So what we are doing right now is embedding a picture. I mean, you would have seen embedding pictures in an Excel sheet to make it more attractive, more relevant. But let's change this. What I have here is actually a 3D object. I could go and create 3D objects in Paint 3D or Remix 3D for my own organization, right? Publish it, and now I can use this to embed it. Imagine sending this to your sales folks in the field and saying, hey, take a look at our product, and this is how you explode it and look at it. Isn't that cool, right? Yeah. All right, so that's the first one. The second scenario that I want to talk to you about is content. And that's really about how do you share and content within your organization. Now, as marketing folks, we create a lot of these product brochures, right? We share these product brochures and we create that. And to do that, we use Word, right? Now, there are lots of capabilities in Word. The first thing I want to show you is being able to search. So the ability to search now has expanded. This is unified search within ProPlus. When you do unified search in ProPlus, you not only get the commands, you also get live Bing content, you also get people and documents that you could bring into your document to make it richer, right? So for instance, I could go in and say, insert. I could go in and tap on a document item. So I'm building this document, but I want the analysis that I did from Excel to be embedded into this document. I really don't have to open Excel, search for the file, and then insert it. I can just do it from here. So I can just go in and say price, and it will search all the enterprise repository, document repositories to bring back price-related documents. And I can search for pictures, tables, charts, smart art, slides, whatever the content be, right? So you can get that in. Now, there's also another cool capability that we built into all our products, which is specifically for accessibility. So you could actually talk to your document, right? Wouldn't you like it? Being able to talk to your document rather than type on it. So let me go in and dictate to it. This document is ready to go. Did you notice that? I'm talking now, and it's translating that into text within the Word document. Right? Now, I want to turn this off. And of course, it can recognize multiple languages. We have a language set, so it does recognize multiple languages. Now, what do you do with this document? You usually send it out to your organization and say, here is my product brochure, start reading through it. This is important for you because it will impact your this year's sales, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? And most of the time, you send a Word document across. two things happen. One, you don't know whether they're opening the document. Two, you don't know in what shape and form they're opening the document. Are they using it on a phone, or are they using it? And there is Word apps in phones as well. But you really want to make it into a compelling presentation model where they can really interact with the content, right? So you could go in and say, File, and transform this. This is Office Transformation Services, right? What it does is it takes a Word document and converts it into a Sway document, okay? How many of you have heard about Sway here? Okay, few of you. So Sway is a beautiful tool which lets you create a Word document and transform it to a web interface, right? So I just can go in and choose the format that I want. I want the design style that I want and publish it. Just click on transform, it'll publish. It takes about 2 minutes to do this, get this document onto the web, but I have already one created. So as you can see, I'm able to interact with this Word document which was static in a more interesting way, right? Now the best part of this is I can go in and say, hey, I want to jump to section 6, right? So it recognizes the header styles and then quickly creates an index for you, and you could jump into the relevant sections quite easily. Now, there's also capability where you can go and edit this document further, make this more richer if you want to add more content, like embed videos or other content that you want to do post-publishing, right? And you can share this document out to all your users. And when you share, you also get a little bit of statistics on how many opens were there, how many read through this document, etc. Right? Now, I want to play this. I want to show you one more piece. The best part of Sway is you can change the layout. The Sway automatically modifies itself to the format of the form factor of the device. So if you're viewing it on a phone, it automatically adjusts to the form factor, right? That's what Sway does. But I could go in and say, hey, instead of horizontal layout, I really want, instead of a vertical layout, I want a horizontal layout. So I could go in and change this into a horizontal layout. Is that cool? Right? Now, let's come to the last part, which is collaboration, right? Now, traditionally, when we collaborate, we get into a meeting room, we start whiteboarding, right? Now, whiteboarding experience usually means that you draw something on the whiteboard, you take a picture of it, and if you're using Office Lens, that's absolutely the right thing to do. Office Lens automatically translates whatever you draw on your whiteboard into a picture and can embed into any document, Word, Notepad, or OneNote, or even PDFs, right? But here, what I have is a whiteboard app, right? Now, I'm working with TJ here, and I really want to talk about the next steps, right? So whiteboard helps you. My handwriting is terrible, right? Now, whiteboard helps you automatically align your drawing to a shape, right? So I could zoom in and say, hey, okay, I could zoom in, I could write on it, I could highlight things that I want, right? I could use a scale to literally draw a line. I could even post notes on it, just like what you would put a post-it note on your wall. Now I'm putting these post-it notes here, so I can say, and of course, I can even draw on this using my handwriting, which is usually terrible. And the best part is, I see somebody else doing this. That's TJ. He is sitting somewhere else in a nice beach and working on this whiteboard with me, right? So we are able to ideate on a whiteboard remotely. Now, I have this whiteboard. I'm pretty much done with this ideation for now, and I'm going to export this as a PNG. So this is a snip that I have. I'm going to save this. And now I'm starting to work on my presentation to the management, right? So I'm going to go in and insert this image. Okay, so you notice something happening here? PowerPoint is actually making my presentation more appealing to my audience, right? It's trying to help me out here. So the moment I added this image, it came up with design ideas, okay? This is part of our intelligence services. So PowerPoint helps you create exciting presentations with just one click, right? So now I'm able to do this. When I go into the next slide, it does little more than that. It took my text where I had 3 bullet points: secure, recycle, and high performance. Not only translated into a nice visual, but it also gave me icons that match the thought, right? So it's secure, recycle, high performance, right? So imagine landing these points with your audience, right? Now I go into the third slide where I have a timeline, right? Now, again, ideas with PowerPoint actually translates that into a timeline. Think of, you tried drawing this out, it'll take about 10 minutes of your precious time in a day. This is in few seconds, we are done with this slide, right? Now comes the most exciting part. You saw the 3D objects embedded within Office document. This is a feature that is coming soon. This is 3D with animation, right? So as you can see, I got this slide. I'm going to present this slide. I'm able to open up my 3D copter and show you the internals. And I can even take it to the next level when I'm presenting it. So I have this object which is really animated. Is that cool? Right. Now, to capture more interest, you would want to use something that is interesting, which is using Morph. Have you heard of Morph, PowerPoint Morph? Right? There's one person. That's good. So let's look at Morph. What Morph does is, instead of you trying to build out going to transition this into a morph. So when I present this slide and I move out, the object actually flies away, right? This is morph, being able to create exciting animations without writing a single line of code or clicking on multiple tool options. So that's my presentation today, and I hope I covered all the 3 aspects of content creation that stands out, insights, and being able to collaborate. TJ, all yours.
Great. That goes. Okay, so we're excited to be able to show you just some of the intelligent features and collaboration features that are available in Office 365 ProPlus. We have a really hard time talking about security features, though, because one of the greatest things about our security features is they keep things from happening. And showing you nothing happening isn't great for presentations. But I do want to talk about just a few aspects of the security features that come with Office 365 ProPlus. We have capabilities that allow you to detect sensitive information and prevent data leakage. Features that enable message encryption, multi-factor authentication, so only the right people actually receive your document. Anant and I were working on a public presentation, the September 6th blog announcement. And as we had 30 people editing this document together, whenever legal approved a paragraph, I could lock that paragraph for no more edits. And we could keep working. You can also lock it within your organization or within a particular team. And that's what our access enables. And then, of course, with Office 365 Advanced Threat Protection, you're able to detect threats against your organization, detect phishing using our AI tools, safe attachments, safe links, URL detonation, protect your users against the most dangerous element within your organization, that's your users not paying attention when they click on things. So these are just some of the capabilities that we have that come with Office 365 ProPlus. Now, we've been focusing very much on features. I also want to talk about performance improvements. We've been making performance improvements in Excel, and I can't get through this fast enough. So 1,000,000 cells on 1,000,000 cells in 2 seconds. This is a VLOOKUP operational improvement. We've improved it 20-fold. Back in the day, I used to do half this, and I would set it up. I would go get a cup of coffee. I'd come back. It'd still be working. This is fantastic. It's really hard to talk through because it goes so quickly. 1,000,000 cells on 1,000,000 cells. Now, we do this every month. Every month, you get more features, more capabilities, more process improvement that just continue to build on each other. And that's the promise of Office 365 ProPlus. Always up to date with the exclusive features that connect to the web, collaboration, same-time co-authoring, and intelligent features that you've seen here today. So thank you very much. We're actually just at the end of time. If you have any additional questions, Anant and I will be here. But thank you, and I hope that we're able to finish off Ignite on a good note.